Hey there everyone, and welcome back to the Crypto 101 channel. My name is Brendan, and I hope all of you guys are having a great day no matter where you are from, because Bitcoin just hit a new yearly high of $45,000. And with this, we saw Michael Saylor and Microstrategy achieve over $2.5 billion with a B in profit already. Now, what this means is that for all 174,000 plus Bitcoin that they own, they have an average purchase price of $30,000 per Bitcoin, which means that they've acquired all of the Bitcoin for around $5.2 billion. Now, we're going to run the math for all this. We're going to talk about how this is a really good thing for the space, but I also want to kind of expand this conversation outside of just Bitcoin. I know a lot of people have questions about what's happening in the altcoin market as well. So we're going to be looking at Ethereum. We're going to be looking at the total too. We're going to be talking about everything that is crypto related. So no matter what kind of question that you have, we're going to be answering it in this video here today. And hey, the only thing that we ask is that if you like the content that we make, consider doing two things: hitting that like button and smashing that subscribe button. And with that being said, let's go ahead and dive on in with all of these Bitcoin price predictions first, because this has been something that I have seen floating around recently. We're starting to see the price predictions for not only for Bitcoin, but for Ethereum as well. I've seen some pretty crazy ones for Ethereum, talking about like a $45,000 Ethereum, a $22,000 Ethereum, a $10,000 Ethereum. I'm starting to see this stuff pop up left and right. So I think it's the proper time to kind of address this. But basically, there was a lot of analysts, including myself, who said the end of year price prediction in recent weeks would be $45,000 for Bitcoin, at least in comparison to what Bitcoin has done in previous months. If we use its past performance as an indicator to kind of project where we could be at the end of the year, all evidence was pointing towards around $45,000 per Bitcoin. Now, fast forward to where we're at today, the first week of December. Bitcoin has already achieved what many people thought would be its end of year price prediction. We still have almost an entire month to go. We have about 3-4 weeks left, because as of December 5th, Bitcoin had already hit $45,000. So I think what this shows us is that Bitcoin is now outpacing, it's now outperforming how it had previously performed. And basically, the kind of turning point, at least for me, when I was given this $45,000 price prediction for Bitcoin, was around the halfway point of November. So if we judged how Bitcoin performed from the beginning of October to the halfway point of November, it was about a $10,000 price rise. So we were saying, hey, if past is any kind of prediction, then we could rise another $10,000. And hey, if we do more than that, I don't think any of us are really upset. The only people that are going to be upset about Bitcoin outperforming how it's done in recent months is going to be the bears here, which there are very few of at this level. So what we're seeing here is that a lot of these price predictions, especially the ones around Bitcoin, are already hitting, which means that companies like MicroStrategy are in a lot of profit here. And so what I want to do is take some time to show everyone just how much profit MicroStrategy is in, because MicroStrategy is one of the largest holders of Bitcoin in the world. So what we can see over here is that they hold around 174,530 Bitcoin. And again, they had an average buy price of just over $30,000, which means that they have spent roughly $5.28 billion on Bitcoin so far. So I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and get this 174,530 Bitcoin and multiply that by the current market price of $44,000 per Bitcoin. Well, what this means is that if they spent $5.28 billion on Bitcoin, they are now at 7.67 I almost said trillion, billion in Bitcoin. This means that they are in nearly $2.5 billion of profit. And I can tell you what, the investors have got to be happy with this one. And if you go and you look at MicroStrategy stock, this thing has been on a royal tear to the upside, which is a good thing. I mean, you look at price, and especially since October, it has just been borderline parabolic. I mean, even the other day, it saw a gap up to the upside. And the same thing's kind of happening with Coinbase stock as well. We're seeing crypto stocks across the board do really, really good here. And it makes sense, right? Because Bitcoin's doing so good after all. Now, what about the altcoin markets? Because, Bitcoin's chugging up. It's at yearly highs. What about altcoins? Well, if we look at things like Ethereum, Ethereum's chart looks great because what we just saw the other day is I'm going to zoom us out here on this daily chart. We're going to zoom out, and what we can see is that this previous trend line, and this was an area that was previously a resistance, previously a support, turned into a resistance here with a couple of different rejections. We finally were able to break out of this area on Ethereum. So zooming back into where we're at the current moment, as we can see that just a couple of days ago, Ethereum rallied through this multi-year resistance, and it's now pushing back to the upside. Even the total 2 market is breaking out of a very similar chart, where if we kind of like zoom out here, we can see that this has been the box. This has been the upper limits of resistance that has been holding the altcoin market down, and that every time it kind of got up here, we saw a rejection and a rejection and a rejection. And we even tried to reject it this time, but the one thing that's clear is that the bulls are in control of this market. And so what this has is, I call this the great altcoin gap, because there's no candle action in here besides the very quick move that we made on the way down. Other than that, there's very little resistance in this zone. So things could not only be getting ready to be super exciting on Bitcoin, but I think we also have the potential to have a really exciting time in altcoins as well. And Bitcoin dominance is chugging. I mean, even Bitcoin dominance just hit a new high of 55%, or really just over 55%. So no matter if you are someone that is a Bitcoin maximalist or you're someone that is some sort of altcoin maximalist, it looks like that just about everyone, almost everyone in crypto, is sitting pretty happy right now. I mean, even altcoins, I'm looking over at my watch list over here. Avalanche is up almost 9% on the day. Solana's up 4% on the day. Even Celestia, a very new coin, is just hitting new all-time highs today of over $11.50. So again, this kind of like hones into that whole, I guess, argument that we're making that the crypto market's in a good spot. It's doing really, really well. And the craziest thing about all of this is that we haven't even had the ETF approvals yet. We now have 7 different, and I want to kind of pull this up here, but we now have 7 different Ethereum ETFs. And so what we can see here is that we have VanEck, ARK, Hashdex, Grayscale, Invesco, BlackRock, Fidelity, all these different players. You know, at first glance, you'd see this and go, oh, this is everyone who's applied for a Bitcoin ETF. No, this is everyone who's applied for the Ethereum ETF. The Bitcoin ETF list is even bigger. It has even more large names in addition to everything that we're seeing here. So on top of this, we still have a Bitcoin ETF to come out. We still have an Ethereum ETF to come out. We still have the Bitcoin halving to come out in about 5-6 months from now. I believe it's supposed to happen around April, mid-April. So, I truly do believe that the best is yet to come. And with that being said, everyone, again, if you like the content that we make over here, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. And also, if you want to get more plugged in and you want to join a crypto community, we have a really good one over here with Altcoin Alert and Crypt Nation. We have some cool links in the description down below. So if you want to join in on those and get in on the action and talk with a lot of like-minded people, I think Crypt Nation and Altcoin Alert are going to be great ones for you to look at as well. But that's going to go ahead and round us off, everyone. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you in our next video.